Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This is Leslie and today I'm sharing a video with you which is going to be the first in a little series that I'm making for hashtag Scrappy Christmas in July that the Paper Issues team is taking part in with Scrappy Like a Fox on Instagram. So if you are interested in getting all your Christmas pics from last year or previous years scrapped, then it might be worth your while to go follow the Instagram tag hashtag Scrappy Christmas in July and hop on over to Scrappy Like a Fox. She's on Instagram and she's the one who initiated all of this. So she's got loads of ideas and she's been sharing all of her scrappy albums of Christmases past, and a lot of the other Paper Issues ladies are also taking part in this, and there's also a thread on the Paper Issues Facebook group, Paper Issues Friends and Fans, where you can post your layouts. And if you post a layout and you subscribe to our YouTube hop, to all the channels in the YouTube hop, then you stand a chance to win a fantastic gift card from the shop. So it's worth your while to get involved. It's always fun to scrap something that's been lying in your cupboard for a while. For instance, Christmas photos, and I'm not big on scrapping Christmas, so this was lovely for me to get involved in and to actually do something, and I liked it. It's something different to all the summer layouts that we're busy doing, and you know, all the regular layouts. It's just something fun. So there you go. The collections that I'm using, I bought it from a lady. It was in her stash, so it's not something I would buy myself, but it's okay. It's not. I make it work for this album. I'm going to be scrapping my 2016 Christmas photos, and it's not a massive. It's not going to be a massive album. It's just, you'll see that I cut off the chipboard tabs from this chipboard tab album. It's from Bo Bunny. Excuse me. And I just cut off the tabs with my trimmer, and the collections I'll be using, it's an Echo Park this and that, and then My Mind's Eye, All Is Bright, and I think they were all made in 2012 or round about there. They're old collections. As I said, I bought them from someone's stash, and they've been lying in my cupboard for years. So I thought this would be ideal to get them out and to put a little modern spin on them. So that acetate piece, I did cut it into a tree, and I stitched around the edges just to give it some more texture and interest. And that is a piece from Bella Boulevard. The acetate is called Clear Cuts, and it's a piece from Bella Boulevard. So you'll see I'm just going to go through the album and cover all of those chipboard pages with some of the pages from the collection. And I'm using my big punch there, my one-hole punch, just to make sure that I keep the holes. And yeah, so there's my album, all nice and covered. I didn't think you would be interested in watching me cover all the pages. I mean, it's very monotonous to watch. It's just the page, the pattern papers that changes, but it's basically the same process over and over again. So on the front cover, I added some old chipboard thickers. That's called Cinnamon. I've got loads of them. So I just added the 2016 and to my front cover of the album. And I took inspiration from Scrappy Like a Fox. She opens all of her albums with a page of her Christmas tree for that year, and I thought that would be a good page to open your album with. So that's my Christmas tree. It is bare. It is not a full massive Christmas tree. It's an IKEA plastic Christmas tree, and I like it that way. And I like the fact that all the ornaments are white and it's all uniform and it's not too colorful. I struggle with too much color. Funny enough, in my house I do. Scrapbooking I don't, and everything in my house is basically white and cream, and there's a little bit of green. So yeah, so every year my kids have a fight with me about the Christmas decorations in our house, and they want more color, and they think green and red and all the traditional Christmas colors. And I just, no, it's my house, it's my Christmas colors. And so I told them if they have their own houses one day, they can do that. But and that's what I'm going to be journaling about, is the fact that my kids always have a big fat say about my Christmas decorations. But yeah, I use a lot of candles, and there's a lot of just white, cream, off-white, things like that. And it's beautiful because, you know, if you keep, well, my reasoning is that if I want to bring in a different color, then everything's already white. So I can just, you know, every year bring in like maybe some green this year, or maybe some red that year, or, you know. So anyway, a lot of glass as well. So that's my Christmas tree. So yeah, you just saw my process over there of making that page. Very simple, very easy. I did use the cut apart sheet to cut out the journaling card. I used some of the stickers of the 12 by 12 sticker sheet. And yeah, I'm just doodling around the edges of the page to give it some interest, and to just draw on some more of the darker colors, the black in the photo as well, to the rest of the layout. And I did use some Heidi Swap Color Shine to give it some pizzazz. And yeah, I'm doodling around the edges of that little tag. And I do pop some of the elements of the album up on some foam squares. So there will be some dimension in this album. Not everything will be completely flat, or but it's not going to be like the usual scrapbook layout where I do lots of dimension. So yes, and usually my desk is very tidy when I scrapbook a page, because I only take out the things that I want to scrapbook at that stage or on that page that I'm busy with. But for this, because I was doing everything basically in one sitting, at the end you'll see what my table will be looking like. Yeah, it was very overwhelming for me to have my table look like that, but I cleaned it up afterwards and it was fine. So I just use those same cinnamon thickers just to write the word tree on that on that acetate piece. And there's Emma. She wants to take a look at the photos. Now we have a house elf, and our house elf is not Elf on the Shelf. It's an actual little elf, and she comes all the way from Finland, because that's where Santa is from. And she comes from Finland, and she moves in every year with her little house, and she reports to Santa also all through the year. She makes little, surprise visits all through the year to our house. And those little photos that I'm scrapping there, it's of her little house that she sets up, and she moves in every year over the Christmas holiday. And yeah, and she leaves little treats for the kids in their stockings for every day. And yeah, she's and she reports. I mean, she's the good behavior and bad behavior reporter to Santa. So all through the year she will write little notes to the children just to check on them and to see if they're okay. So that's very nice, having our little house elf, helping me keeping the kids in line, throughout the year, just to make sure that they are, eligible to be on the nice list. So she has her little house, and the kids leave food out for her, and she's got a little table outside her house, a little picnic table. So they'll leave little crumbs, and they take care of her. They really take care of her. And her name is Eva. So yes, so she's Eva the house elf. Okay, so that year we were invited in 2016, yes, Christmas season, we were invited to go and have a look at the pantomime that a theatre here was showing, and they were showing Peter Pan. And they had a special showing for the ASD autism spectrum disorder community. And it was one afternoon, and basically, all of the children and their families were affected by or had ASD in the audience. So there were kids running around, there were kids screaming, there were kids just being themselves, playing, rolling around. And it was so nice to be able to sit in a theater and have your kid just do whatever he wants, and nobody looked funny at you, nobody told you to shush, nobody told your child to shush. They just had fun. And so that was wonderful. So I'm going to just scrapping that first page of our little outing to go watch Peter Pan. And it was fun. The kids were, the cast was very interactive. They had the kids all up and dancing at the end, and it was really nice. It was it's a very nice thing they do. And I think we haven't been invited since, so I'm not sure if they do that. I don't know if it was, again, like a child-friendly production they did in 2017, like Peter Pan. But, it was such a lovely thing they did. And I'm going to be doing a lot of journaling on the back of that flap that Eva's little house is on. So I'm going to just be journaling about that. And I printed 2 of the photos out larger, the photos that I took of my son in front of the stage there, and of me and my other 2 children, just a selfie there, because you couldn't really see what was going on. And I do print my photos really tiny for this album, because there's a lot of photos and I only have so many pages, and I didn't want to have this massive album of one event, so or of one Christmas. So excuse me. So yes, and for those who don't know, my oldest son has Asperger's, and he's high functioning. So he is in a mainstream school, and he is coping really well. Some days are better than other days, and some days we sort of forget that, that there's something, and then other days we are starkly reminded. So, but he loved the show, and he loved that, that they could interact and shout at the characters, and, and he could gasp when he wanted to, and he could roll into a ball and when he wanted to, and he could, knock the chair and when he wanted to, and that was lovely. There was nobody telling us to shush or to sit still or anything. So so I'm just placing the stars there because why not? Going to be using some Heidi Swap Color Shine also on this page. I think I only used it at the end. Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to be putting out this album in I think maybe about 3 or 4 videos. I can't do everything in one video. It'll just be too long. So I'm going to be doing them a couple of pages at a time. And this video is only 2 pages long. It's just these 2 pages. So if you go to my description box, you'll find a link to Rachel Tallman's video for last week. And next week I'll be linking in the other ladies' videos for next week as well. This is just something extra I'm doing this album. So yeah, so remember to go over to Instagram and follow #ScrappyChristmasinjuly, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.